One thoughtless word. And now I'm engaged to an alien Queen Eli Ward gripped the podium's edge as Queen Siren rose from her throne. Her iridescent scales shimmered under the throne room's crystal lights, and her four-fingered hand extended in formal greeting. "Envoy Eli Ward of Terra," she declared, voice echoing off vaulted walls lined with watchful courtiers. "By the Veil's light, pledge your accord to Veil's alliance." Eli flashed his best diplomatic smile. He'd crammed the protocol packet on the shuttle ride over. The response phrase rolled off his tongue, casual as a handshake. "Veil's light upon you, my Seaver Nakesh." Silence crashed down. Scales rustled across the chamber. 100 alien eyes, slitted, golden, unblinking, locked on him. Queen Siren's crest flared, the bony frill along her skull pulsing violet. "You invoke the Seaver Nakesh," Eli blinked. Had he botched the pronunciation, sounded close enough. "Yeah, harmony and all that. Looking forward to..." Chancellor Vox surged forward. The protocol chief's robes whipped like storm clouds, his narrow face twisted in triumph. Before Eli could step back, Vox seized his wrist. Cold metal bit skin, a ceremonial seal clamped shut with a hydraulic hiss. It glowed blue, runes etching into Eli's flesh. "Hey," Eli yanked his arm, the thing wouldn't budge. "What the hell is this?" "The binding seal," Vox hissed, voice silk over steel. "Invoked by your own words, envoy. Mispronounced or not, the Seaver Nakesh binds consort to queen. You are now pledged." Courtiers erupted in murmurs. Captain Mara Kincaid, Eli's Terran security shadow, tensed at his flank. Her hand hovered near her stunned baton, eyes scanning the armored guards circling closer. Eli forced a laugh, rubbing his sealed wrist. Heat flushed his face. This had to be a mix-up. "Come on, folks, it's a joke, cultural glitch, no harm, right?" Vox's eyes gleamed. "A jest, you invoke the second clause." He thrust a crystal tablet aloft, projecting holographic law text. "Humor seals the vow irrevocable. The throne decrees it law." Queen Siren's frill snapped rigid crimson now. She slammed her scepter on the armrest. "Silence!" The chamber froze. Her gaze pinned Eli, sharp as a blade. "Envoy Ward, your words have woven the ancient right. Veil law permits no unraveling." Palace security escort the consort designate to the royal suite, under engagement custody. Guards in segmented plates snapped to attention. Two flanked Eli, their grip firm but not rough. Mara stepped forward. "With respect, your majesty, Terran protocol requires." "Denied," Siren cut in. "The consort travels alone. His liaison remains in antechamber." Mara shot Eli a look, "Stay sharp." He nodded, pulse racing. Alone with alien royals, great, just great. The guards marched him through gilded corridors. Crystal vines pulsed light along walls, humming with embedded tech. Eli tested the seal again, solid, sinking to his vitals with a faint scan. Heart rate, adrenaline spike. It logged everything. "Consort," one guard rumbled. "The queen honors you." "Yeah." Felt more like a trapdoor. They reached towering doors etched with veil motifs swirling nebulae. Inside sprawled the royal suite, a cavernous chamber blending opulence and function. Silk-draped platforms doubled as beds, holographic star maps flickered on walls, and a central dais held a nutrient fountain bubbling violet liquid. Eli paced the plush floor. No windows, just force veils simulating Veil's twin moons. He tapped his wristcom. "Mara, status." Static crackled. "Blocked. They're jamming Terran freaks. Hang tight, Eli, I'm negotiating access." Footsteps echoed. Archivist Leth slipped through a side panel, her scholar's robes whispering. The elderly Veilite clutched a data slate, eyes wide with curiosity. "Consort designate, I am Leth, keeper of rights. Your invocation fascinates." Eli halted. "Call me Eli, and it's a mistake. How do I uninvoke?" Leth's frill quivered, amusement. "The Seaver Nakesh dates to the fracturing wars. A misspoken vow once saved a queen from coup by binding an outsider ally." She tapped her slate. "Chancellor Vox rewrote clauses last cycle. Jokes now bind doubly per his edict. Political rewrite? Figures." Eli leaned in. "Vox gunning for the throne? Whispers say yes. He grooms a noble consort to supplant her." Leth glanced at the doors. "You disrupt his game. Humans. Your casual speech defies our precision." Eli grinned despite the mess. "Terrans improvise. Show me the original right. Maybe there's a loophole." Leth projected runes. Eli scanned, engineering brain kicking in. Patterns emerged, seal harmonics matched veil power grids. "This pulses at 2.4 gigahertz. Disrupt it, maybe?" A chime rang. Doors parted. Queen Siren entered alone. Her presence filled the space, tall, poised, scales shifting from violet to silver. She waved Leth out, the archivist bowed and vanished. "Consort," Siren said, circling him, "you tread veils hard unprepared." "Eli, and yeah, guilty." That phrase, "thought it was hello, nice to meet you," packet translation glitched. Her frill softened a notch. "Seaver Nakesh means I claim your line eternal." Vox struck fast, "He covets my seat." Eli met her gaze, no fear in those golden eyes, just steel. "Why not annul it?" "Your queen, tradition is armor." She touched the seal on his wrist, her fingers cool. A spark jumped, synced biometrics. "Break it publicly, Vox spins rebellion, nobles circle like shard vipers." He nodded, mind racing. "Terran angle, alliances flex." "We build bridges, not walls. What's Vox next play?" "Coronation feast tomorrow. He'll demand consummation proof or exile you, voiding the pact." Her voice dipped. "Terra's engines intrigue me. Veil stagnates under protocol." Eli's seal warmed, logging the proximity. "Forced proximity indeed. Help me help you, loophole hunt." She hesitated, then tapped a wall panel. A holodesk bloomed, ship schematics, trade ledgers. "Collaborate then, survive the court, and we rewrite my fate." Doors hissed again. Vox strode in, flanked by scribes. "Majesty, the announcement broadcasts." He smirked at Eli. "Palace criers proclaim your engagement, fleet-wide." Siren's frill flared crimson. "By whose order?" "Mine, protocol demands." Vox eyes bored into Eli. "Consort, prepare for the binding rite preview." "Fail etiquette and Terra's envoy becomes royal fool." Eli straightened. "Bring it, Chancellor, I've jury-rigged worse than alien weddings." Vox scales paled. He spun and exited, robes snapping. Siren exhaled. "Bold, Veil writes crush outsiders." "Not this one." Eli pulled up Leth's rune file on her desk. "See this harmonic, matches your palace grid, overload it during the feast, fakes a divine sign dissolving the seal." Her golden eyes widened. "Risky, guards execute saboteurs." Myra's voice burst from a hidden comm, hers smuggled. "Eli, I've got Leth's back channel. Vox planting false consort claimants, stall." "Copy." Eli pocketed the data slate Leth had slipped him. "Queen Siren, partners." She gripped his sealed wrist, firm. "Partners." But court sees weakness in yielding. A chime escalated, announcement horns blared outside, hollow screens ignited. "Queen Siren betrothed to Terran Eli Ward, eternal lines bind." Courtiers' cheers filtered through vents laced with hisses. Eli's stomach knotted. Galaxy just got personal. "Round one to Vok, game on." Siren's frill brushed his arm, accidental. Intentional. Eli slammed his fist on the queen's desk. "Exit hearing now." Siren's frill snapped shut. She released his wrist. "Impossible, Veil law binds you." Guards burst through the doors. Vox strode behind them, data scrolls clutched like weapons. "Consort demands audience, protocol grants it." His scales gleamed oily green. "In open court." Eli matched his glare. "Lead on, Chancellor." Myra's voice hissed in his earcom. "Eli, Leth says court traps everywhere. Watch for rune seals." They marched him to the grand hall. Courtiers packed the tiers, frills rippling in waves of color. Hollow announcers replayed the betrothal broadcast. His face, sealed wrist, palace horns blaring. Vok ascended the dais. "Terran Eli Ward petitions release from royal seal, speak." Eli stepped forward. "This started as a handshake glitch. Human custom, not intent, nullify it." Laughter hissed through the hall. A courtier waved a claw. "Human ignorance." "Seal activates on dermal contact. Intent proven." Vok unrolled a scroll. "Law of binding, appeal requires sovereign petition. Queen Siren must vow personal loss." His eyes locked on her throne. "Or forfeit authority to annul." Siren entered, robes flowing like liquid obsidian. She mounted the dais without glance at Eli. "Petition denied. Compatibility rights commence at dawn." Courtiers erupted in frill flares. Vok bowed low. "Wise Majesty, rights prove union or dissolve it legally." Eli's jaw tightened. Goal, escape. Conflict, her hands tied. Outcome, stuck closer, back in her private chambers, Siren paced. Eli leaned against a rune-etched wall, wrist seal pulsing warm. Myra guarded the door, rifle slung low. "Explain." Eli tapped the seal. "You could have petitioned." Her golden eyes flashed. "Court twists it. Vok claims I weaken throne by yielding to outsider, successors circle." She halted, frill half raised. "Rights force proximity, daily trials. Survive them, seal holds, or court annuls my rule." Eli crossed arms. "And if I fail, you die or Terra wars." She gripped a crystal decanter, claws clicking. "Partners, remember." Mara snorted from the door. She's right, Vox planting claimants, Leth overheard. Eli nodded. Rights it is, but we rewrite rules. Dawn broke with thunderous gongs. Servants herded Eli into a steam-filled ritual bath. Alien oils slicked his skin, scents like burnt cinnamon. Queen Siren entered opposite, veiled in mist, her scales shimmering indigo. First rite shared essence. A priest intoned, pouring glowing elixir between basins. Eli dunked under. Liquid burned like whiskey fire, he surfaced, gasping. Siren mirrored him unflinching. Courtiers watched via holofeed. Vox's voice boomed. Consorts harmonize or reject. Eli proposed next. Written clarification before Rite 2. In the antechamber, scribes hovered. Eli scrawled on a data slate, seal accidental, no intent to bind. Vox snatched it. Terran script, translate. He fed it to a rune scanner. The device hummed. Holotext bloomed. Eli Ward confesses desire for eternal union. Witnessed. Eli bolted upright. That's not twisted. Leth burst from a side alcove, robes askew. Vox scanner rigs harmonics, your words bent to law speak. Siren's frill crimsoned. Chancellor. Vox smirked. Protocol verified. Intent confirmed. Proceed to clarity right. Eli grabbed Leth's arm. Bargain time, translator drone, real-time law parse. Leth nodded. I have one, smuggled from archives. Vox paused at the right archway. Consort demands tool. Granted if you vow obedience. Deal. Eli activated the drone. Mara slipped him. Fist-sized orb hummed to life, projecting runes. Second right, clarity vow. They knelt on a glowing platform, palms pressed to crystal orbs. Priest chanted binding oaths. Drone buzzed. Alert subrune 47 alpha, hidden trigger, vow completion grants Vox proxy annulment. Eli yanked back. Hold that clause, priest faltered. Courtiers hissed. Siren's eyes widened. She whispered, how? Drone caught it. Eli stood. Rewrite or bust. Vox lunged forward. Interruption voids right. Penalty, consort exile. Mara stepped in, rifle humming charge. Try it. Guards froze. Siren rose, voice steel. Recite pure law, priest, no proxies. Platform dimmed. Drone verified, clean, courtiers murmured. Vox scales blanched yellow. Right past, seal warmed, linking pulses between wrists. Evening feast loomed. Eli and Siren retreated to her strategy alcove. Leth poured over grids. Mara scanned perimeters. Next, harmony feast. Siren traced the seal on his wrist. Her claw lingered. Share thoughts via link. Court probes for discord. Eli flexed his hand over hers. We sync like partners. Her frill brushed his knuckles. Deliberate this time. Vox escalates. False claimants tomorrow. Leth tapped a holomap. Overload harmonic here. Divine sign disrupts. Mara grinned. I've got charges ready. Eli met Siren's gaze. Your throne, my freedom, we pull it off. She nodded, grip tightening. We. Feast hall thrummed. Long tables groaned under crystal platters, writhing glow fruits, steaming scale clams. Courtiers' frills danced in approval waves. Eli sat beside Siren at high table. Vox loomed opposite, flanked by two claimants, old rivals with noble crests. Harmony link activates. Priest linked their seals with a rune cord. Thoughts flickered. Eli sensed her resolve, steel-wrapped duty. She glimpsed his calm focus, jury-rig grit. Vox raised a goblet. To consorts, reveal truths, a claimant hissed. Terran, confess unworthiness. Eli's voice echoed via link, straight to Siren's mind, steady. Overload now, her thought replied, ready. Leth at a side table palmed a device. Eli synced pulse, harmonic spike. Lights flickered, palace grid whined. A massive hollow divine burst overhead, swirling runes proclaiming union blessed, yet tested by stars. Courtiers gasped, frills collapsing in awe. Vox shot up. Sabotage? Siren stood, link blazing. Divine will, rights continue, challengers withdraw. Claimant slunk back. Vox fumed, scales mottled, but as feast cleared, drone pinged Eli privately. Warning, Queen's petition, window closes at right end. Free you court indicts her for throne tampering. Eli's gut twisted. She could unseal him, but it'd cost her crown. Siren leaned close, frill grazing his shoulder. What now, partner? He clasped her hand under table. Court eyes everywhere, her move or his trap. Queen Siren tapped the crystal bench beside her. Sit here, Envoy Ward. High table honors our guest. Eli dropped into the seat. Her frill grazed his arm, sending a cool shiver across his skin. Crystal platters hovered above the table, revealing writhing glow fruits that pulsed blue and steaming scale clams that hissed steam in rhythmic bursts. Courtiers' frills rippled in approval waves, a sea of iridescent fins. Vok loomed opposite, his scales polished to a predatory gleam. Flanked by two old rivals, nobles with crests dangling from neck frills, he smirked. The Terran joins the heart feast. Let customs bind us. Eli scanned the utensils arrayed before him, forks with rune-etched tines. Spoons curved like claws, knives that hummed faintly. Captain Mara Kincaid stood rigid behind him, her hand near her stun baton, her eyes locked on Vok. "Stay sharp," she mouthed. Siren selected a slender fork, its central tine glowing amber. She speared a glowfruit and lifted it to her lips. Juice dripped in deliberate trails. Eli copied her. Simple rule, mirror the host. He grabbed the matching fork, stabbed a fruit, raised it high before eating. Gasps rippled through the hall. Frills collapsed flat against necks. Vok's goblet froze midway to his mouth. Siren's fork clattered down. Her eyes widened, locking on Eli's. "You claimed the amber tine." Eli paused, fruit halfway to mouth. "Claimed, it's just a fork." "The amber signals dominion over the royal household." Her voice stayed even, but her frill quivered. "Publicly binding." Courtiers erupted in whispers. Vok slammed his goblet. "Terran blunder or ploy, he stakes on Her Majesty's line without right." Eli swallowed the fruit. Tart explosion filled his mouth, jury-rigged diplomacy. Great. Mara tensed, fingers twitching. Siren raised a hand, silence fell. "Custom holds, envoy acted in mirror faith, we proceed." Vok's scales mottled red. "Then test his worth." "I invite claimants Thriss and Veln to high table. Let etiquette judge." The rivals slithered forward. Thriss, with venom-barbed frills, sneered. "Terran, serve the queen's clam, use the proper claw spoon or forfeit claim." Eli eyed the spoons. One had a hooked edge. "Another straight." Mara whispered, "Don't touch, trap." Archivist Leth at a side table caught Eli's eye. He nodded subtly, sliding a data slate under his robe. Siren speared her own clam with a hooked spoon. Eli mirrored again, picked the hooked one, scooped. Steam burned his fingers, but he offered it to her on open palm. Thriss hissed. "Wrong, hook faces down for servants, up claims her hand in feast bond." Vok leaned in. "Insult her grace, outsider, retract, or face challenge duel." Courtiers' frills flared, ready for blood. Eli's pulse raced. Fork coup incoming. He set the clam down, stood. "Wait." Eli raised his empty hand. "Humans have a custom, toasts, we lift drinks, share words of alliance, no traps, just promise." Vok narrowed eyes. "Barbaric, veil answer with vow song, bind deeper." "Trade, then?" Eli grinned, grabbed his goblet. "I toast, you sing, truce." Siren tilted her head, frill perked. "Intriguing, accept, Chancellor." Vok hesitated. Rivals shifted. Courtiers leaned forward. Eli lifted his goblet. "To Queen Siren." "Ruler who turns forks to bridges, may our worlds link strong." He drank deep. Sweet fire burned his throat. Vok grunted, tapped a rhythm on his goblet. Courtiers joined, frills vibrating in harmony. A low vow song rose, words weaving promises of loyalty, scales shimmering in unison. The song swelled. Runes flickered on platters. Eli felt the vibration in his bones. Powerful, binding. Song ended. Frills settled. Vok sat. "Truce holds for now." Rivals slunk back. Siren smiled faintly. "Well played, Eli." Mara exhaled behind him. Leth winked from afar, but Vok wasn't done. He signaled a priest. "Harmony link now, seal the Terrans." Enthusiasm. The priest approached, rune cord in claws. "Consorts link, truths reveal." Eli glanced at Siren. She nodded. Priest wrapped the cord around their wrists. Warmth spread, thoughts flickered. Eli sensed her steel resolve wrapped in duty. Unyielding, she glimpsed his calm focus, jury-rig grit. Improvise or die. Vok raised his goblet. "To consorts." "Reveal truths," Thriss hissed. "Terran, confess unworthiness, your fork mocks our bloodline." Eli's voice echoed via link straight to Siren's mind, steady. Overload now. Her thought replied, ready. Leth palmed a device at his table. Eli synced his wristcom pulse, harmonic spike from human engineering. Lights flickered, palace grid whined. A massive hollow divine burst overhead, swirling runes proclaiming union blessed, yet tested by stars. Courtiers gasped. Frills collapsed in awe. Vok shot up. "Sabotage." Siren stood, link blazing. "Divine will, rights continue." Challengers withdraw. Thriss and Veln slunk back, crests drooping. Vok fumed, scales mottled purple. Servers cleared platters, glow fruits dimmed. Eli's link pulsed with Siren's quiet triumph. A soft drone pinged Eli's earpiece. Private channel from Leth. "Warning, Queen's petition window closes at right end. Free you court indicts her for throne tampering." Eli's gut twisted. She could unseal the link. break the accidental claim, but it'd cost her crown. Vox's trap snapped shut. Siren leaned close. Her frill grazed his shoulder again. "What now, partner?" He clasped her hand under the table. Cool scales met warm skin. Court eyes bored in from every angle, her move or his trap. Eli squeezed. "We rewrite the rules." Her thought echoed back together. Vok watched, smiling. Mara's voice hissed in his calm. "Incoming noble cluster, 3 o'clock, blades disguised as picks." Eli scanned, rivals regrouped, frills hooded. Leth slipped a new slate toward a server, data on Ambertine precedents. Siren's grip tightened. The link hummed, shared resolve. "Chancellor," she called. "Next course, share Terran toast with all tables, spread the harmony." Vok blinked. "Majesty." "Do it." Her tone brooked no argument. Courtiers murmured. Goblets rose across the hall. Eli stood again. "To alliances forged in forks and songs." Laughter bubbled, human casual cutting alien tension. Frills twitched in amusement. Vok seethed but signaled servers. Drones buzzed, piping Eli's toast hall-wide. Leth's drone pinged again. "Precedent found, ancient queen used outsider claim to purge rivals. Vok knows, he's baiting petition now." Eli's mind raced. Engineer mode, improvised circuit. "Siren, link me your throne code." Overload Vok's slate. Her thought risky, but yes, she pulsed data through the link. Eli synced his comm. Subtle hack, reroute palace grid to flash Vok's private ledgers. Bribes, succession plots. Vok's slate beeped. Hollow popped, numbers scrolling. Gasps. "Chancellor," Siren arched a brow frill. "Faulty rune." Vok smashed it, but eyes darted. Mara stepped forward. "Security scan, Majesty." Siren nodded. Mara activated her baton scanner. Beams swept rivals. Picks lit up blades. Guards swarmed. Thriss snarled. "Treachery." "Disarmed," Mara reported, precise. "No blood." Guards hauled Thriss and his frilled cronies from the hall. Vok straightened his robes, frills flaring crimson. "Majesty, the feast reveals fractures. Only the engagement rite can mend them. I schedule it for dawn." "Witnesses assemble now." Siren's eyes narrowed. Eli felt her pulse through the link steel resolve. She rose. "Dawn it is, Chancellor, but rehearsals begin immediately. Eli Ward, as petitioner, you lead." Eli blinked. Petitioner. His fork blunder had snowballed into this. Myra shot him a look. "Stay sharp." He nodded. "Lead how, Majesty?" Vok smirked. "Tradition demands precision. One misstep binds you eternally." He swept from the dais, drones trailing data slates. Leth sidled up, hood low. "Archives now. I glimpsed a delay clause. Follow." Eli slipped from the hall with the archivist. Corridors hummed with palace grid repairs. His hack still rippled. Leth's chamber loomed, walls of glowing vowstones etched with veil runes. "Search these," Leth hissed, activating hollow scrolls. "Guest service precedents." Ambertine era. Eli's fingers flew over his compad, syncing Terran algorithms to alien script. Patterns emerged. "Here, clause 47. Write delays if honored guest renders service before witnesses, proving alliance worth." "But what service?" Leth's frills quivered. "Personal." "Queen chooses, often perilous." Vok buried this. "He wants Dawn Lock-in." Eli grinned. "Perilous is my wheelhouse. Link it to Siren." "Risky. She overrides tradition only by staking dignity." Leth tapped a stone. "Personal risk clause. Queen must volunteer the task or it's void." Palace chimes rang. Rehearsal summons. Eli pocketed the slate. "Showtime." They entered the right chamber. Crystal pillars pulsed light. Courtiers ringed a central dais, Vok at the fore. Siren stood regal, robes shimmering like void silk. Myra flanked her, baton ready. Vok intoned, "Petitioner Ward approach, vow the first binding." Eli stepped forward. Frills rustled, hostile stares. He locked eyes with Siren. Link hummed, "Play along, probe." "Your Majesty," Eli said, voice steady. "Tradition's clear, but rehearsals test truth. Can the Queen override if tradition threatens the realm?" Gasps rippled. Vok's slate beeped. "Irrelevant. Repeat the vow. By Tyne and throne I claim." Siren silenced him with a raised claw. "Answer him, Chancellor, or do you fear clarity?" Vok stiffened. "Override demands personal risk, Majesty. Queen stakes throne or life. Ancient law." Her frills hooded briefly. "Through the link he speaks truth. I hid it to avoid traps." Eli pressed. "What risk? A service? Witnesses?" Courtiers murmured. Leth nodded from the shadows. Siren tilted her head. "Guest service. Queen names task. Petitioner completes live. Delays write one cycle, but failure voids claim and petitioner's life." Vok crowed. "Precisely, dawn proceeds unless proven." Eli's mind raced. "Engineer fix. Activate clause now. Majesty name the service. Witnesses abound." Silence crashed, frills flared wide shock, Vox spluttered. Rehearsal only, no bindings, Siren's gaze pierced Eli. Link surged, you'd risk it. For me, Alliance asterisk, he thought back. Fork started it, let's finish right. She stepped to the dais edge. Very well, witnesses note I Siren of Veil invoke clause 47, guest Eli Ward renders service. Vok lunged. Majesty, reconsider. The task, silence. Her voice cracked like thunder. Service, repair the heart rune. Palace core failed during your indiscretions. Grid flickers threaten the throne vault. Fix it, Terran, live. Eli's comm pinged. His earlier hack had destabilized the rune matrix. Perfect. Tools, guards hesitated. Mara tossed her multi-tool. Make it quick. Eli vaulted the dais. Central pillar glowed erratic, rune veins cracked, energy arcing, courtiers backed away. Sparks singed his sleeve, Vox sneered. Impossible without veil codes, fail and die unclaimed. Eli ignored him, synced comm to pillar. Terran diagnostics flooded, overload cascade. He traced veins, alien crystal lattice, but logic universal. Leth, precedents say bypass here? Leth darted forward. Amber tine, reroute through auxiliary tine. Eli pried a panel, arcs snapped. He jammed the multi-tool, bridging circuits, sweat beaded. Link thrummed, Siren's tension, asterisk dignity on the line. Almost. He pulled amber filament from his kit Terran spare. Improvise alloy match, twisted it in. Veins stabilized, pillar hummed steady, light bloomed. Entire chamber steadied. Grid purred, witnesses erupted, frills waved approval, Leth beamed. Service rendered, Vok paled. Trickery, external parts, Siren raised a claw. Lawful, right delays one cycle, court dismissed. Eli wiped his brow, grinning at her. Alliance upgraded. Her frill brushed his hand, subtle warmth. Link whispered, more than that. Dawn rethinks everything. Myra clapped his shoulder. Nice save, Envoy, but Vox plotting round two. Vox stormed out, drones whirring. Leth slipped Eli a new slate. He advances petition anyway. Hidden right, blood tine bind, needs your consent or your head. Eli's pulse quickened. Cycle bought time, but traps deepened. Siren's gaze lingered. Partnership sparked real. Dawn loomed. Vok wouldn't yield. Courtiers dispersed in a hiss of frills and robes. Eli lingered on the dais, tool still hot in his grip. Siren approached, her presence a gravitational pull. Up close, her scales gleamed iridescent, frills subtly patterned like star maps. You turned chaos to order, she said softly. Terrans, improvise. Engineer habit, he handed back Mara's tool. Your grid's tough like you. Her laugh tinkled, rare sound. Flattery binds less than forks. Link pulsed amusement. Mara scanned the chamber. Clear, but Vox drones linger. We move. Leth tugged Eli's sleeve. Archives again, he counters with succession edict. They hurried through glowing halls. Palace thrummed stable now, his fix held. Leth's chamber sealed behind them, hollow scrolls flared. Here, Leth said. Vox schedules sub-right, petitioner's oath at pre-dawn, locks you as consort proxy. Queen yields control. Eli scowled. Proxy, no thanks. Siren entered, Mara at her heels. He moves fast, cycle delay weakens my purge. Eli synced slates. Counter, invoke cultural exchange. Terran custom trial alliances, witnesses vote. Her frills perked. Radical court scorns votes. But legal Leth, archivist nodded. Guest clause extends, proves harmony. Vox chime blared, summoned to antechamber. Rehearsal 2, they arrived to packed frills. Vok held a blood-tine blade, glowing. Petitioner swear proxy now or forfeit. Eli stepped up. Not without exchange, Majesty, your law allows Terran trial? Siren nodded. I invoke it, witnesses judge our harmony. Chaos, Vok roared. Blasphemy. Courtiers split, some nodded. Mara blocked Vok's advance. Eli faced Siren. Trial 1, share a Terran dance, light steps, no risk. Music drones hummed human waltz, his calm hack. He offered a hand. She hesitated, then clasped. Scales cool, grip firm, they moved. Her grace adapted fast, alien poise met human rhythm. Frills fluttered delight. Laughter spread, Vok seethed. Irrelevant, vote called, majority frills rose, approve, delay extended. But Vok lunged, frills rigid with fury. This farce ends, guards seize the Terran. Mara's arm barred his path, her stun baton humming low. Courtiers froze, frills twitching between shock and glee. Siren's voice sliced through. Stand down, Chancellor, the vote binds, harmony proven. Eli released her hand, scales still tingling on his palm. Her gaze held his sharp, but with a flicker of warmth. Vok recoiled, mandibles clicking. Majesty, the court sees weakness, humans unravel tradition. Then let the district see strength. Siren turned to Eli. Envoy Ward, accompany me on inspection tour, dawn cycle. Prove stability publicly or Vok claims victory by default. Eli nodded, pulse steady. I'm in, show me the route. Hours blurred into prep. Myra synced security feeds. Leth slipped him lattice schematics, veil tech, crystalline grids pumping filtered air and light to packed hives. District's team, Leth warned. One failure, panic cascades. Eli pocketed his multi-tool. Noted. Dawn broke in iridescent waves. They boarded the royal glide pod, Siren at the fore, Eli beside her. Mara flanked rear, scanning crowds below. Vok's shuttle trailed, loaded with advisors. The pod descended into Midspire District. Bodies pressed veil citizens in vibrant scales, frills pulsing market chatter. Stalls hawked glow fruit and steam pods. Air hummed thick, laced with spice. Siren stood at the hatch. People of Vale, behold our alliance. Terran aid fortifies the lattice. Cheers rippled. Then a groan echoed. Crystals overhead flickered, dimming. Air grew stale, heavy with unmetabolized vapors. Frills drooped. Panic murmurs swelled. Lattice breach, a vendor shrieked. Cycle collapse, Siren's frills tensed. Engineers report, no response. Vok's voice boomed from a public holoscreen. See, human meddling destabilizes, evacuate. Eli vaulted the rail. Hold formation, Mara, clear me access. He dropped into the throng, toolkit out. Crowd parted warily, humans baffled aliens before. Lattice node pulsed ahead, a fractured crystal vein leaking haze. Eli slapped a scanner to it. Readings spiked, microfracture from overload, standard veil flaw. No spares, improvise. He yanked a stall vendor's heat coil, borrowed with a quick grin and credit chit. Wedged it against the node. Next, glowfruit juice, acidic enough to etch a conductor. Dribbled precise lines, bridging cracks. Crowd hushed. Siren watched from the pod, mandibles parted. Human magic, a kittling whispered. Eli sparked his multi-tool arc. Juice sizzled, fusing bonds. He twisted the coil tight, field patch, Terran frontier style. Lattice hummed. Crystals reignited brighter. Air cleared crisp. 60 seconds flat. Cheers erupted. Frills waved like banners. Siren leaped down, gripping his shoulder. Scales brushed his arm, deliberate. Envoy Ward saves Midspire. Humans mend what we cannot in haste. She faced the holoscreen. Vok's image flickered, smugness cracked. Chancellor, your warnings ring hollow. Terran ingenuity stabilizes Vale. Vok's frills spasmed. Feed cut. Eli wiped juice from his hands. Her touch lingered. Just basic improv, Majesty. We patch hulls mid-storm. Basic. She tilted her head, frills curling amusement. You rewrote the grid alive. Court scribes will study this. Mara calmed low. Vok's mobilizing. Extra escorts inbound for safety. Pods touched down heavier now. Vok's guards fanned out, frill capes swirling. They herded the royal group toward a service arch, thinner crowds, narrower path. Protective cordon, Vok announced, joining them. After such, risks. Eli eyed the funnel. Walls loomed close, glow vines dim, no merchants here. Mara tensed beside him. Siren pressed on. Proceed, districts await. Eli matched her stride. Air shifted, cooler echoes wrong. Shadows stirred ahead. Ambush vector, Mara hissed. Fall back. Too late, armored figures dropped from vents. Vok loyalists, blades drawn, not palace guard. Frills marked them as fringe zealots. Heretic queen, human taint ends. Vok feigned shock. Assassins, protect Majesty. His escorts blocked exits, blades half drawn. Eli shoved Siren behind a pillar. Mara, non-lethal. She fired baton arcs. Two zealots dropped, twitching. Eli grabbed a vine, yanking it free, whipped it like a lash, cracking a blade aside. Siren drew her own tine, royal edge gleamed. She slashed precise, disarming one. Vok, your ploy reeks. Chancellor backed, frills innocent. I summon aid. More shadows poured in. Eli's multi-tool word to sonic pulse, shrieking disruptor. Zealots clutched crests, reeling. Mara tackled the leader. Siren pinned another, boot on throat. Fight ended in seconds. Bodies slumped, bound by vines. Eli panted, scanning Siren, a scratch on her arm minor. Her eyes locked his, fierce gratitude. You fight like lattice menders, she said. Swift, unbreakable. Vok hovered at the edge. Unforeseen breach. Lies. Leth emerged from a side grate, slate glowing. Your schedules rerouted us here. Logs prove it. Courtiers flooded in behind witnesses. Frills rose accusatory. Siren straightened, blood tine raised. Chancellor, you weaponize peril. Petitioner's oath revoked. Eli Ward stands as true consort in trial. Vok paled. Majesty, the edict, rewritten by action. She clasped Eli's hand publicly, scales warm now. Terran ways forge Vale's future, crowd roared approval, but Eli caught Vox's glare slipping into shadows. One blade gleamed in his grip. Mara yanked Eli back. He's not done, next right at core chamber, traps escalate. Siren nodded, grip tightening. We face it together. Eli synced his tool, partnership sealed in chaos, but Vox's whisper echoed, harmony breaks at the heart. The core chamber doors hissed open, darkness waited within. Captain Mara Kincaid shoved Eli Ward through the core chamber doors. Move! Guards are fracturing, half Vox now. Eli stumbled into the vast, humming vault. Bioluminescent veins pulsed along obsidian walls, casting jagged shadows. Queen Siren gripped his arm, her scales rasping against his sleeve. She yanked her blood tine free, eyes scanning the gloom. Palace guards clashed outside. Crest frills flared in challenge. Steel clanged on lattice blades. Mara slammed the doors shut. Vines snaked from her gauntlet, sealing the seams. Secure, she barked. But not for long. Vox zealots control the outer ring. Siren whirled on Eli. This chamber enforces truth oaths. Vox lured us here for judgment. Eli synced his multi-tool to the chamber's hum. Readouts flickered, ancient protocols online. Then we use it, turn his trap. A chime echoed. Hollow seals ignited midair. Chancellor Vox's face materialized, frills rigid. By petitioner's oath, I indict Eli Ward, coercive foreign consort. He binds majesty through Terran deceit, forcing troth without lattice consent. Gasps rippled from hidden vents, courtiers listening. Eli's jaw tightened. Vox twisted the accidental handclasp into crime. Siren's crest flattened. Lies weaponized as law. Vox's hologram swelled. Seals confirm, witness the edict. Glowing script unfurled. Eli's name forged in royal vine script, dated pre-arrival. He ensnared you, Majesty. Throne yields to alien ploy. Eli leaned into his tool's scanner. Frequencies danced. That's no seal. Ink harmonics off. Synthetic overlay. Mara crossed her arms. Public right now or he spins it as guilt. Siren nodded sharply. Core chamber demands equity. Eli stepped forward. I request protocol duel. Testimony under truth vines. Public feed. The chamber rumbled. Vines erupted from the floor, coiling into witness stands. One wrapped Eli's wrist, cool, tingling probe. Siren took the opposing coil. Vox hologram locked in place. Accepted, the chamber intoned. Duel commences. First testimony, Chancellor. Vox sneered. Eli Ward touched Majesty unbidden, troth sealed by contact law. He plotted ingress. Objection, Eli cut in. Precise language. Contact law requires mutual lattice sync. My tool logged no sync. Yours? Vines pulsed. Vox frill twitched. Irrelevant, edict bears seal. Eli tapped his multi-tool. Data projected, harmonic scan. Your seal vibrates at 47 hertz. True royals hit 52. Forgery ink from outer markets, not palace vats. Courtiers hissed through vents. Vines tightened on Vox's hologram, drawing truth serum glow. Lies, Vox snarled. Terran sabotage. Second testimony, the chamber boomed. Vines yanked Vox projection. Chancellor forged seals, penalty exposure. Vox eyes bulged. I serve tradition, Eli pressed. Tradition or throne, logs from Leth show you rerouted us to zealots. Why? Vines forced it out. To break the bond, alien consort weakens bloodline. Siren rose, her voice cracked like thunder. Ruler's prerogative. I invoke lattice ascendancy. Chancellor Vox arrested mid-session. Ceremonial law holds no breach. Vines lashed out. They pierced the hologram link, summoning real guards, loyal ones. They dragged Vox's physical form from shadows, bound in truth thorns. He thrashed, blade clattering free. Crowd feeds erupted in cheers. Scales flashed approval across hollow screens. Eli exhaled. Siren's hand found his again, this time deliberate. Her scales warmed under his palm. You wield words like blades, Eli Ward. Grammar's my weapon, he grinned. Terran specialty. Mara scanned the chamber. Clear, but Vox network runs deep. Succession vote tomorrow. Archivist Leth slipped from a grate, slate clutched. He hid deeper forgeries. In the Royal Archive, prerogative overrides faked. Siren's eyes hardened. We retrieve them tonight. Eli nodded, partnership clicked tighter. But as Vines retracted, a faint whisper echoed from the walls. Harmony fractures, true air rises. Mara's gauntlet beeped. Intruder alert, lower levels. Guards burst in, split loyalties again. Half bore Vox crest marks. Blades gleamed. Siren raised her tine. Defend the core. Eli's multi-tool word to disruptor mode. Myra flanked him. Leth darted to a console. Clash ignited. A zealot lunged at Siren. Eli sonic pulsed. Frills seized. Foe dropped. Mara grappled 2, vines aiding her throws. Siren danced through 3, Tyne drawing precise lines of blood. Leth hacked a panel. Archive access granted. Forgeries downloading. Eli covered her, dodging a lattice whip. It cracked his shoulder, pain flared. He countered with a tool jab, shorting the guard's armor. Siren pinned the last zealot. Yield, they slumped. Chamber secured. Leth thrust her slate forward. Here, Vok doctored succession clauses. Claims your troth voids rule paves for his niece. Siren scanned it. Fury crested her scales. He twists my armor against me. Eli rubbed his shoulder. We expose it public. Vote becomes your triumph. Her gaze met his, softened. Our triumph. Terran precision mends veils lattice. Mara bound the zealots. Sunrise vote in Grand Hall. Vok's remnants will strike then. Eli synced the slate data. Then we prep. Cultural exchange. My hacks your rights. Siren clasped his hand firmer. Thumb traced his knuckles, veil gesture of trust. Heat bloomed in his chest. Leth smiled slyly. First rewrite, consorts share throne codes. Courtiers' feeds buzzed louder, approval swelled, but Myra tensed. One forgery missing, the blood oath clause. Siren paled. It demands consort trial by combat. Dawn. Eli's tool glitched, a hidden signal. Vok's whisper returned. Prove worth or perish. Dawn loomed. Combat meant death or deeper bond. They moved out, hands linked. Palace thrummed with whispers. Eli felt Siren's pulse sink to his. Culture shock forged steel now. Grand Hall approached. Crowds parted. Vok's niece waited on dais, frills high, eyes venomous. Mara murmured, she's the blade. Eli gripped tighter. We parry. Siren leaned close. Together. The hall doors parted. Trial awaited. In the antechamber, Leth unpacked right gear, thorn gauntlets, truth serum vials. Combat duel, words first, blades second. Eli donned a gauntlet, it bit calibrating. Rules, Siren fitted hers. Prove bond unbreakable, one yields or bleeds true. Myra stood guard. No kills. But Vok's niece fights dirty. Hall chants rose. Truth, bond, truth. They entered. Spotlights hit. Thousands of scales gleamed. Vok's niece, Lady Kresh, smirked from Challenger's stand. Alien pretender, yield the queen. Eli stepped up. Protocol duel, testimony round. Vines coiled anew. Truth probe stung. Kresh spoke first. Consort unproven. Blood oath voids troth. Eli countered. Clause forged. Archive logs show edit post my arrival. Vines glowed. Kresh writhed. For veil's purity. Exposed, chamber intoned, blades round. Lattice swords materialized, light as air, sharp as spite. Kresh lunged. Eli parried, human reflexes dodged her flourish. She recoiled, shocked. How? Terran fencing, he quipped. No frills, Siren watched, Tyne ready. Her crest rose, pride, Kresh fee. Kresh feinted left, lattice sword whistling. Eli twisted right, human hips pivoting like a fencer's dodge. Her blade sliced air. He countered low, gauntlet sparking as it locked her guard. Scales rasped. The crowd gasped. Siren's Tyne hovered, ready to intervene. Kresh snarled. Filthy offworlder? She broke free, lunging high. Eli dropped to one knee, sword arcing up. Metal sang, her weapon shattered in a bloom of light fragments. Vines retracted. Truth probe hummed approval. Bond holds, the chamber intoned. Challenger yields. Kresh staggered back, crest flattened in defeat. Vok's face twisted from the dais. Eli lowered his blade, sweat stung his eyes. The gauntlet bit deeper, drawing a pinprick of blood, proof of truth. Siren sheathed her Tyne. Her gaze met his, fierce, grateful. Mara yanked him down from the stand. Clear, now. Crowds surged, scales flashing in chaos. Leth scooped gear trailing. They bolted through side arches. Palace corridors blurred, echoes of chants fading. Antechamber sealed behind them. Siren stripped her gauntlet. You fought like a storm demon. Veil honors you. Eli flexed his hand, blood welled. Just reflexes, and your archives gave me the edge. Leth nodded, packing vials. Kresh's edits exposed, Vok's plot crumbles. Mara scanned doors. Not yet, he'll pivot. Siren turned to Eli. Her voice dropped, scales shimmering with fatigue. The bond stands, court yields for now. Eli wiped his brow. Good, treaty safe. She stepped closer. Fragrance of spice and stone enveloped him. No, you misunderstand. Her claws brushed his arm, gentle, deliberate. Annulment right waits in the scriptorium. Clean severance, no reprisal. Eli blinked. You're cutting me loose. Leave Eli Ward, shuttle preps at dawn. Vok hunts blood next. Terran blood. Mara tensed. Smart play, ma'am. Leth paused, packing, crest tilted curiously. Eli's pulse thrummed, he could walk. Mission done, pact secured, Queen's throne stabilized. Terra's diplomats would cheer, but Siren's eyes held him, not duty, something raw. He shook his head. No, her crest flared. Eli. Hear me out. He grabbed a data slate from Leth's kit, fingers flying. Terran code interfaced with Veil runes, hybrid script blooming. This engagement, it's a chain, let's reforge it. Siren peered at the slate. Reforge how? Convert the bond, not marriage, equal pact. Diplomatic union, trade, tech exchange, mutual defense. Signatures bind us, leaders to leaders, no consort nonsense. Mara whistled low. Turns Vox trap into a bridge. Leth's eyes gleamed. Precedent in old wars, queens allied with clan lords this way. Siren traced the runes, her claw hesitated. Court sees weakness, offworlder dictating vows. Eli met her gaze. Or strength, you choose the words, public signing, reframe it, mutual consent, not force. She straightened, crest rose proud, bold, risky. Like dueling your niece's blade, Eli said, silence stretched. Then she nodded. Scriptorium now. They moved. Mara cleared the hall. Leth led, slate clutched. Scriptorium doors hissed open. Hollow altars glowed, ancient vines curling dormant. Siren activated the central dais. Public feed linked, every scale in the palace would watch. Witnesses, she commanded. Vok burst in first, robes swirling, flanked by guards, Lady Kresh limping behind. Highness, Vok barked. This farce ends, annul now or treason charges. Eli stood firm. Slate projected the pact, glowing clauses, Terran efficiency fused with Veil flourish. Siren raised a claw. Silence, Chancellor, I rewrite. Vok's eyes narrowed on Eli. Offworlder sorcery. Engineering, Eli shot back. Read it. Crowds gathered at arches, whispers amplifying via feeds. Siren scanned the text. Clause 1 equals status, no consort bow. She dipped a quill in truth serum ink, signed with a flourish, hollow flared. Queen Siren claims pact. Eli Ward of Terra binds equal. Eli signed next. Ink burned, calibrating sincerity. Vines stirred, blooming approval. No lies detected. Vok recoiled. Blasphemy, tradition. Evolves, Siren cut in. By my throne right, mutual consent seals it. Court affirm. Murmurs swelled, scales dipped in bows, even Kresh averted eyes. Leth smiled faintly. History turns. Mara gripped her sidearm. They're buying it. Vok stormed out, niece trailing. Siren turned to Eli. Her hand found his deliberate. Partner. Warmth spread, not just politics. Equal, he echoed. Hall feeds blared, closing ceremony in grand vault. One mark, Mara checked chrono. Vok's last play incoming. Siren squeezed Eli's hand. We face it. They strode out together, corridors parted, courtiers bowing deeper now. Grand vault loomed. Doors parted on thunderous chants, spotlights hit. Thousands packed, tears, scales undulating like a sea. Vok stood central dais, niece beside a throne altar. Backup guards flanked. Highness, Vok intoned. Close the right, yield the alien. Siren halted at threshold. Eli beside her, hands linked. No yield, she declared, voice amplified. Behold the pact. Hollow projected overhead, signatures glowing, gasps rippled. Eli felt her pulse sink again, steady, fierce, Vok blanched. Invalid, throne demands troth blood. Pact supersedes, Leth called from shadows, archives open. Precedent third dynasty. Crowd murmured agreement, scales nodded, Kresh hissed. Lies, Mara stepped forward, baton humming. Back off. Siren advanced, pulling Eli with her, steps synced. Dais guards wavered. Vok's claws clenched. You dare. We do. Siren mounted steps. Eli matched her stride. Throne altar bloomed vines, accepting the pact. Court chanted. Pact union veil endures. Vok deflated. Niece fled the dais. They reached the summit. Siren raised their joined hands. Terrans and Veil bound as equals. Cheers erupted. Scales thrashed in ecstasy. Eli scanned the sea. Mara nodded approval. Leth beamed, but Siren leaned close, breath warm on his ear. You chose to stay. Her eyes searched his, not queen to envoy, woman to man, pulse raced. Culture shock forged into fire. Yeah, he murmured. Couldn't walk from this. Her crest brushed his shoulder, soft, intimate. Vault shook with roars, new era dawned, but Vok lurked in shadows, eyes plotting. Dawn shuttle waited, pact secured, why stay longer?